Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday before Christmas. It's hard to believe Christmas is in 3 days. But as you can tell by my camera being a little bit closer, my table is gone from in front of my chair. The family's coming to my house Sunday afternoon after church, and we do our Christmas Eve together. And it's the only time the cousins get to see each other, so it's always a lot of fun. But I don't entertain that much, mainly because my house is so small. I tried it one year when it was just one family, and with, excuse me, just with the one family, it was pretty crowded in here. But I've rearranged my living room, or actually my daughter rearranged my living room. And there's room now for more seating. So this time it's going to be my son and daughter-in-law and grandson from Danville. And then my oldest son and my daughter and myself. And then my oldest son's son, which is my other grandson, and his girlfriend. And then my sister and her daughter's husband and her grandson. So it's going to be a house full. But, that's what Christmas is all about. Family and love and, remembering Jesus. And thankfully, all of my family are believers. So that makes it even double nice to have a good, Christian fellowship at Christmas time. Even though they have a little unchristian activity sometimes. They get a little crazy when the cousins get together, even the older ones. My oldest son just turned 50. And yet when he gets with his cousins, he acts like he's 15. But I love watching him. It's just so much fun. But anyway, that's Sunday afternoon. So I have taken this entire week off. I have not recorded anything. I haven't worked with polymer clay. I haven't worked with my paper my crafts, because everything has already been done. My Christmas cards are out. So, I just took the time off one day this week, and I don't even remember. I've lost track of the days. It wasn't Monday, because Monday I'm at church all day. But one day this week, I make these old-fashioned country pound cakes. The kind with the crunchy top, you know what I mean? And my daughter had requested that I make one, but I usually take one recipe and put it into smaller loaf pans. And so I thought, well, that'll take up the day. But I was finished by about a little after, before noon. It was a little after 11:30. I was done, and I thought, well, shoot, I've got time to do something else. So I washed all my pans and bowls and measuring cups and everything and started all over with my chocolate pound cake. So that was a busy day because it's not easy to put that stuff together. And then in between, I was wrapping gifts and, making sure I had everything, running out when I remembered I didn't get a gift card for this person or whatever. So it's been a busy week. Today is cleaning day. And I just did some in my bedroom, for some reason in this house. And I'm not a bad housekeeper, but I'm not the best. I don't do heavy cleaning. But I dust and I vacuum when it needs it. And, or whether it needs it or not. And, I keep the dishes washed and things like that. But as far as deep cleaning, I don't do a lot of deep cleaning. And when I do clean, my bedroom is like the last one I get to because nobody goes in there but me and my cat. So that's always the last place. And when I start getting tired, I'll say, well, I'll wait until next time. Well, as a result, my bedroom is really dusty. So I've done the ceiling fan, and I just took everything off my vanity, and I've use, a moisturizing wood treatment on that, so that would look nice. And so I've got to put all that back together. I also have a bookcase headboard bed, which is solid cherry, which is also what my vanity is. And that again, I use it for, I don't have, my room is so tiny. I was looking at my room today. I don't know how I've done in such a small room for the last 5 years, but it is just a really tiny room. And I use there's not room for a bedside table. So what I do is I use the bookcase part as my bedside table. I've got my lamp sitting on top and my alarm clock and any little things that I like to have, my tablet, my glasses, reading glasses, things like that I keep near my bed are all on that. And that doesn't get dusted because everything is on there. So I need to go back and finish that. But I've just decided, since I've pretty much got everything done except for the food, and I'll do that tomorrow afternoon, get stuff together. But I just think it's going to be better to get some heavy cleaning done. So as much as I hate to clean, and I hate to clean, if I should have told my kids, if they wanted to give me something super fantastic for Christmas, hire me a maid to come in and clean my house from top to bottom. It would make me feel so much better. But like I say, it's not really dirty, but like my bedroom is dusty. It needs to be dusted. I do vacuum in there because cat hair gets so bad, but I don't dust as often as I should. So I'm going to just go through my bedroom and just clean it top to bottom. And then that'll be my Christmas present to me, among others. I got my silhouette portrait. I didn't get the cameo. I got the portrait. I got a really good deal on that on Black Friday, and I may have told you this before, but following Richard Garay on his RG Studio 360 page, I'm participating in all of his classes. And starting in January, he's going to have certain clubs where you can subscribe to certain clubs, and that way, like, I'm not a planner, so he'll have one club for people that do planners, and he'll have another club for people that do albums. And from what I understand, I don't know for sure, but he's going to have various clubs, and you get to join these clubs, and you'll get notices just for things that, that pertain to that particular club. So I'm looking forward to that. But all of his designs now are digital. He's doing digital designs. And I love it. I absolutely love not having to worry about how a stamp turns out. You get just the perfect card done, and you go to put that final stamp on it, and it's crooked, or the ink didn't transfer all the way or something, And with the digital, you don't have to worry about that. So but of course, everything requires to be cut out. You get a sheet. You get usually with his classes, you'll get 2 8x10 sheets with digitals on there, and they all have to be cut out. And I am not a fussy cutter. I tried it the first time. It took me forever, and I ruined everything, so I had to reprint, because you also get the digital file, so I had to reprint on my cardstock what he had sent me. So I got the portrait to do my fussy cutting for me. And I have to admit, I'm fascinated with it and the things that you can do. And I've been looking at all the things that people do in vinyl. And when I think of vinyl, I think of plastic, But this is really nice stuff. They put things on glasses and on T-shirts and on pot holders. And there's so much you can do with it. So I'm trying to figure out how I can incorporate my Fun Stamper's journey into the vinyl. And I think maybe I could do some die cuts. I could, instead of using the portrait to cut out my vinyl, I could do some die cuts and use those. There's just so many things I've got in my head for next year. The dining room has been cleaned out. Not cleaned out. The dog crates are still in there, but they'll be gone by Saturday night or Sunday morning. They'll be gone. But I've been cleaning out some things in my craft room. When I used to travel a lot with my polymer clay, and when I lived in Florida, I traveled a lot. I used to take I had this, my son, my youngest son, the one in Danville, bought me this Stanley toolbox, and it's a tall toolbox. It's really tall, it's metal, and it's got all these compartments and everything, and it was perfect for traveling with your polymer clay. So he bought me that when I was in Florida, and I used it a lot. But I don't go anywhere with that anymore. I do most of my claying right here at home, so I really don't need that anymore. So he's going to take that home with him, and that covers a lot of floor space in my craft room. So that'll free up a little bit of room when that's gone. I got a really good deal on a shelving unit like that. It's a shelves that were at Michael's, and they are made to fit those 12 by 12 plastic scrapbooking bins. And I thought, I've got several of those, and I thought that would be perfect. And it was on sale. It's regularly $79.99, and I think most of their storage stuff is usually 40% off, but this was on sale for $29.99. I couldn't pass that up. So it was one of those deal of the day things, and I just happened to come across it. So that's a robocall, so I hope that's the only. Let me turn that off so you don't have to hear it. But I couldn't pass that up, so I bought that, and that's in the dining room. So when the crates come down and the table goes up for Christmas, and then when that comes down, I'm going to put that together and put that in there. And as I add pieces to my storage collection, my craft room collection, I'm going to gradually move into that room. But there won't be any workspace in there for a while, so I'm having to just kind of do with what I've got right now. But it's starting. It's all gonna happen. I'm so excited. But so anyway, there's just a lot that's been going on this week. As me personally, as far as just cleaning, and my Christmas Eve meal has changed several times. Normally, when we get together on Christmas Eve, everybody brings something, and it's just like heavy hors d'oeuvres, meatballs or dips and things like that. My sister always does ham biscuits. So I got to thinking this year, because it's going to be early, we're doing it after church instead of waiting until 5 o'clock so my son in Danville can get home at a decent hour. We're going to get together. Well, then I got to thinking, well, this is lunchtime. So I decided to pull out some venison that's thawing out in the refrigerator, and I'm going to fix some barbecue. And then I thought, my sister will bring ham biscuits. Well, then she decided she didn't want to put them on the biscuits. So she's cooked a turkey, and she's bringing a platter of turkey and ham, and we're going to have the biscuits there so people can make their own. So we're going to have that, and I thought, well, my daughter-in-law loves my meatballs, so I've got to have the meatballs. That's sort of a Christmas Eve tradition. And I thought, well, I can't have all these meats and nothing else. So now it's going to be like a full-fledged dinner. I am having green bean casserole, a sweet potato casserole. My sister's going to bring some deviled eggs, and I'm going to have some snacky things like some like Chex Mix, and I've got some hummus I'm going to fix a crab dip. So there's a lot of things I'm going to be doing, and that's all going to have to be done tomorrow, so it'll be ready to put out on the table on Sunday, because hopefully my son and daughter-in-law will be coming early. We're not having an early church service on Sunday. All of our morning services are canceled because we have 4 services starting at 3 o'clock during the day. We have the children's service at 3, a family service at 5, another type of service. It's called the exchange, which is hard to explain, but it's a different type of service. That's also at 5. And then we have our candlelight service at 11. So I won't get to go to church on Sunday, which is really bothering me. And if I'm up if I'm ahead enough, I may end up going to, I know a church nearby that is having services. So I may go over there. But anyway, so, being early, I just feel like it needs to be a meal. So my snack food has turned into a meal. And, that's just what we're going to do. I know we won't be finished by 5 o'clock so for me to go to my church's service. So I'll miss my services. By 11 o'clock, I'm going to probably be in bed, sound asleep. But I'm looking forward to seeing everybody and having everybody together because it is so much fun. But let's see what else is going on. I did close my Etsy shop. It is gone. So if I think I removed the link from my videos. They come up automatically, my descriptions, and unless I add to it. I think I took the Etsy shop out of it. But if you happen to see one on my old videos, then it's no longer there. So let's see, what else? That's about it. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm anxious to see Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars fanatic. I mean, there are people that are really into Star Wars, but I love all the movies, and I've seen them all, and I really want to see this one. I hear it's very emotional, and Carrie Fisher is her last movie, and so I want to see that, but there's just no way I'm going to get to see that till maybe New Year's weekend, so I've just put it out of my mind. Except when it comes on TV. I just saw it come on TV, which is what reminded me. But I think that's all for now. I hope everyone has an awesome Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, then please have a Merry Christmas. And remember what Christmas is all about. It's not the gifts, but it's Jesus and family and love. And it's sharing. So I do have a video for Monday, but it's not a tutorial. It's just my Merry Christmas to you video. It's not what I wanted to do because there were some copyright problems there, but I did find a way to wish you a Merry Christmas. So if you get a chance, or if you're by yourself Christmas Day, or, if you just want to check out what I've done, go check out my Merry Christmas video for you on Monday. And I'm having it published at midnight, so it will be available, from no matter what time you get up, it'll be available. So from my house to your house, I wish you a very Merry Christmas. And whatever holiday you celebrate during this season, I hope it's a great one. So I will be back next week with a polymer clay video. So see you then. Bye-bye.